Your phone buzzes. You feel it before you even think about it. Your thumb is already moving. You didn't decide to check it. Something older than you decided first. This isn't a story about apps. It isn't a story about notifications or algorithms or bad habits. It's a story about your ancestors standing in tall grass, scanning the horizon for food that might not be there. And it's about a scientist in a lab coat in the 1950s who accidentally discovered the exact lever your phone is pulling right now. His name was B.F. Skinner. He wasn't studying phones. He was studying pigeons. Skinner put pigeons in a box with a lever. Peck the lever, get a food pellet. Simple enough. But then he changed one thing. Instead of a pellet every single time, he made the reward random. Sometimes the pigeon got food. Sometimes it didn't. No pattern. No way to predict it. Here's what happened. The pigeons that got a pellet every time eventually got bored. They pecked when they were hungry and stopped when they weren't. But the pigeons on the random schedule, they pecked constantly, frantically, even when they weren't hungry, even when nothing came out. They couldn't stop. Skinner called it a variable ratio reinforcement schedule. You know it by a different name. You call it your phone. Every time you unlock your screen, you're the pigeon. Sometimes there's a message that matters. Sometimes there's nothing. You can't predict which one it will be. And that unpredictability is exactly why you check it 40, 60, 90 times a day, whether you meant to or not. But why does uncertainty grip us so much harder than certainty? Why would a brain evolve to obsess over something it can't predict? To answer that, you have to go back further than Skinner's lab. You have to go back to the Savannah. For most of human history, food didn't come from a fridge. It came from foraging, hunting, and searching. And searching was never guaranteed. A berry bush might be full one week and stripped bare the next. A hunt might end in meat, or it might end in nothing but exhaustion. Your ancestors who survived weren't the ones who gave up after one empty bush. They were the ones who kept checking, who kept looking, who felt an itch, a pull, a restlessness that sent them back out into the grass one more time. That restlessness wasn't a flaw, it was the whole strategy. Neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz spent years recording individual neurons in the brains of monkeys, and what he found reshaped how we understand motivation. Dopamine, it turns out, isn't released when you get a reward. It spikes when a reward is uncertain, the moment right before you find out. The searching itself. Schultz's monkeys showed the biggest dopamine surges not when the juice arrived, but when there was a chance it might. Your brain is not built to reward you for having things. It's built to reward you for looking for things. That's the trap. And it's not really a trap at all, and it's a survival tool that never got the memo that the environment changed. Psychologist Kent Berridge at the University of Michigan took this even further. He drew a sharp line between two things we usually treat as the same: wanting and liking. Wanting is the drive, the itch, the reach for the lever. Liking is the actual pleasure once you get what you were after. Berridge's research showed these two systems can separate completely. You can want something intensely, chase it, crave it, and feel almost nothing when you finally get it. Sound familiar? You check your phone, feel a small flicker of relief, and 30 seconds later, you're reaching for it again. The wanting never actually gets satisfied. It just resets. Think about the last time you refreshed an app for no reason. Nothing new was waiting. You knew that, somewhere underneath. And you did it anyway. That's not weakness. That's foraging behavior with nowhere left to forage. Here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. Every notification, every red dot, every subtle vibration in your pocket is engineered by people who understand Skinner's pigeons better than most psychologists do. The unpredictability isn't an accident of app design. It's the entire design. A feed that showed you the same thing every time would bore you into leaving. A feed that surprises you, sometimes with nothing, sometimes with something that matters, keeps you exactly where Skinner's pigeons were, pecking, endlessly, hoping. You are not weak-willed. You are not lacking discipline. You are a 100,000-year-old foraging machine, dropped into an environment engineered to exploit the exact mechanism that once kept your ancestors alive. And here's the twist nobody tells you. The old environment had a built-in limit. Berries ran out. Prey got scarce. Eventually, your ancestors had to stop searching, rest, and let the dopamine system reset. Your phone has no limit. The bush is never empty. There's always another scroll, another refresh, another maybe. The system that was supposed to protect you from starving is now running with no off switch because the thing you're foraging for was never designed to run out. So what do you actually do with that? You can't out-willpower a system this old. Telling yourself to just stop checking is like telling a pigeon to stop pecking. It won't work because you're arguing with the wrong part of your brain, but you can change the variable. You can make the reward predictable again. Turn off notifications and check messages at set times, and the randomness disappears. Without randomness, dopamine has nothing to spike for. The itch fades, not because you fought it, but because you starved it of the uncertainty it needed to survive. There's a strange kind of relief in knowing this isn't about you being broken. It's about a 300,000-year-old survival strategy meeting a machine that was built deliberately to never let it rest. Somewhere in the back of your mind, right now, there's a small pull, a tiny itch to check your phone again, just to see. That itch has outlived saber-toothed cats, ice ages, and entire civilizations. It carried your ancestors across continents in search of the next meal. Tonight, when your phone buzzes and your thumb moves before your mind even catches up, you won't just be checking a notification. You'll be doing something your ancestors did every single day of their lives. You'll be searching the grass one more time for food that might not be there.